In recent years, Paramount has faced substantial financial losses. Between 2016 and 2018, the studio reported nearly $900 million in losses, consistently ranking last at the domestic box office during that period. This financial downturn was worsened by a series of box office failures, including underperforming sequels and reboots that failed to resonate with audiences. Paramount Global reported a significant net loss of $5.4 billion in the second quarter of 2024, primarily due to a $5.98 billion impairment charge related to its cable networks, which reflects the decline of traditional television. Paramount Pictures, once a major force in Hollywood, is currently facing significant challenges such as a substantial net loss, layoffs, and the possibility of a takeover. These issues are primarily driven by the decline of traditional television and the rise of streaming services. Paramount Pictures is the sixth oldest surviving film studio in the world, and the last major studio still headquartered in the Hollywood district of Los Angeles. Paramount Pictures, once a symbol of Hollywood grandeur and cinematic excellence, has experienced a tumultuous journey from its golden era to recent struggles. The story of Paramount begins with its legendary and long-serving founder, Adolf Zukor. Born in 1873 to a Jewish family in Hungary, he arrived in New York at the age of 15. Zukor first found success in the fur trade, where he gained valuable insights into fashion trends and the importance of female consumer preferences knowledge that would serve him well in his next venture in the amusement industry. He began with penny arcades and later moved into tent-show exhibitions at the dawn of cinema. In 1903, he partnered with theatrical impresario Marcus Loew, seizing the opportunity to enter a promising new business. Established in 1912, Paramount became a powerhouse in the film industry, producing classic films that captivated audiences worldwide. However, as the entertainment landscape evolved, the studio faced numerous challenges that contributed to its decline. This video explores the internal missteps and external pressures that have reshaped Paramount's trajectory. In its early years, Paramount Pictures thrived by producing a series of successful films and nurturing a roster of iconic stars. The studio's influence was unmatched, and it played a pivotal role in defining Hollywood's golden age. Soon enough, however, Hollywood began facing its own challenges related to capitalism. In the late 1930s and during the war years, Paramount, like the rest of Hollywood, made a lot of money. Its most popular star was likely Bing Crosby, who ultimately earned the studio more revenue than any other artist. This was thanks to a series of extremely successful road films, starting with The Road to Singapore, released in 1940, which he made with radio superstar Bob Hope. No studio was more severely affected by the Great Depression than Paramount Pictures. Although it owned 900 first-run theaters, which made it property-rich, the company was cash-poor and struggled to meet its payroll. Even more troubling, ticket sales had significantly declined. The phrase "the Paramount flop in quality production" became a common topic of conversation. However, significant challenges emerged in the mid-20th century. The landmark 1948 Supreme Court decision in United States versus Paramount Pictures mandated the divestment of the studio's theater chain, fundamentally altering its business model. While this decree aimed to dismantle monopolistic practices in Hollywood, it left Paramount searching for new strategies to maintain its dominance. Leadership changes have further complicated Paramount's stability. The departure of key executives and shifts in management have led to strategic inconsistencies. The studio's attempts to emulate successful models, such as Disney's franchise-focused approach, have been hampered by a lack of cohesive vision and execution. The rise of streaming services has revolutionized content consumption, posing a significant challenge to traditional studios like Paramount. Competitors such as Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, and Disney Plus have invested heavily in original content and user-friendly platforms, capturing substantial market share. In response, Paramount launched its streaming service, Paramount Plus, but it struggled to gain comparable traction. Analysts noted that Paramount Plus accounted for just 1.3% of all TV viewing in February 2025, indicating its inability to compete effectively in the crowded streaming landscape. The studio's late entry into the streaming market, along with insufficient investment in digital infrastructure, left it trailing behind more agile competitors. This delay not only hindered subscriber growth, but also made it difficult for the studio to attract top-tier content creators, who were increasingly drawn to platforms that offered greater creative freedom and financial incentives. Paramount's traditional revenue streams, particularly from its cable television networks, faced significant declines. The widespread trend of cord-cutting, where consumers abandoned traditional cable subscriptions in favor of streaming services, resulted in reduced advertising revenues and viewership. This decline in cable TV revenue and operating income further strained the studio's financial health. The once lucrative cable business became less relevant as audiences migrated to digital platforms. This shift necessitated a reevaluation of content distribution strategies and an increased focus on digital engagement to recapture audience attention. Paramount's content strategy has faced criticism due to a series of box office disappointments. Films such as Star Trek Beyond, Zoolander 2, and the Ben-Hur remake failed to meet commercial expectations, contributing to the studio's financial challenges. These missteps highlighted issues in project selection and market alignment, suggesting a disconnect between the studio's offerings and audience preferences. The reliance on reboots and sequels, without sufficient innovation or an understanding of contemporary audience tastes, led to diminishing returns. This pattern underscored the need for a more dynamic, audience-centric approach to content development. Leadership instability further complicated Paramount's efforts to navigate a rapidly evolving industry. The company experienced internal turmoil and mismanagement, with leadership decisions often disrupting potential strategic partnerships and mergers. For instance, Shari Redstone's involvement in merger discussions with Skydance Media exacerbated the company's precarious position, leading to missed opportunities for revitalization. Frequent changes in executive leadership led to inconsistent strategic direction, making it difficult for the studio to implement long-term plans effectively. This volatility hindered the development of a cohesive corporate culture and vision, which are essential for navigating industry disruptions. After losing the theater chain, Paramount Pictures declined, reducing studio-backed productions, releasing its contract players, and making deals with independent filmmakers. The COVID pandemic amplified existing challenges within the entertainment industry. The closure of theaters and production halts disrupted traditional revenue streams and content pipelines. Like many studios, Paramount faced tough decisions regarding film releases, opting to sell several promising titles to streaming platforms to mitigate losses. While this strategy provided short-term financial relief, it highlighted the studio's struggles to adapt to the rapidly changing distribution landscape. The pandemic also accelerated shifts in consumer behavior, with audiences increasingly favoring at-home viewing options. This change required a reevaluation of release strategies and emphasized the need for a stronger focus on digital platforms to maintain audience engagement. Paramount's financial instability drew attention from credit rating agencies. In February 2024, S&P placed Paramount Global's credit rating on negative watch, citing low operating cash flow due to the ongoing decline in cable television and heightened competition in the streaming sector. Like, comment, and subscribe for more life-changing videos.